Hey everyone, it's that time of year again. Daylight savings time is ending, and so all of the clocks need to be turned back. Let's go ahead and get right to it. First up is the wag on the wall. This one has a Hermley movement with rack striking, so it can be turned back without any issues. Like that. Next up is the Bulova, which can also be turned back without any issues. 26. There's that. Next up is the Goober, which has count wheel striking, so it'll have to stop since it can't be safely turned back. Then this little cottage clock, which has a time-only New Haven. This one I can just push the hour hand back. There we go. Just like that. Next up is the Paraveil, which can also be safely pushed back. There we go. Next up we have the Banjo clock, which is count wheel striking, so it has to stop. The cuckoo clock is able to be turned back since it has rack striking, but the hand nut will come loose and it's a little annoying to get it tightened back up, and it's just a little annoying, so just to keep things simple, I'm just going to stop it. Next up is the Waterbury, which also has count wheel striking, so it'll have to stop as well. Despite the little Bentima having the same movement as the Paraveil, it's actually not. This one isn't safe to turn back. It won't. In fact, you can't turn it back because there's too much resistance, so it'll have to stop. Now with Augie, I can cheat. The hour hand is connected to the snail, so I can actually just push the hour hand back like that. Yeah, there's Augie all done. Now for the OG. If this had the striking weight hooked up to it, it would not be safe to turn back, but since I don't have the striking weight hooked up to it because it's too heavy, I can just push the hour hand back. There we go. The door is a little bit tricky to get shut with one hand. Next up is the Gilbert, which also has count wheel striking, so it has to stop. Same goes for the New Haven Merchant and the Setonis Omaha. Just like that. Now for the quartz thing, this is a whole kind of complicated procedure to get it turned back, so I'm not going to worry about doing it on camera. Here's the New Haven Westminster. Surprisingly, let me push it forward real quick. This one is in fact safe to turn back. There. Here's that. Same goes for the Emperor. I'll let it finish chiming. .30 right on the dot. The Frankenbox, since it has count wheel striking, it's going to have to get turned back. Or, turned back. Stopped, I mean. Now there's that. Now for Big Willie, which is count wheel striking, so it'll have to stop as well. Same goes for the HAC. Count wheel striking. That was it, striking right there. And now the Howard Miller Shelburne. This one is safe to turn back since it uses a Hermley movement. There we go. It should be close enough to the right time. And yeah, that's everything that needs to be stopped, and I will check back in an hour and we'll get them restarted. Okay, it's been an hour, and now it's time to restart everything. So first, here's the Goober. There's that restarted. Now for the banjo clock. push it back just a little bit. There we go. Yeah, this is what I was talking about earlier. That little bit was enough to loosen the hand nut. Now to restart the water brake. Oh, a bit too wide of a swing there. There we go, that's good. Now for the ventina. Let me move this. There we go. Now for the Gilbert. The New Haven Merchant. There we go. Eagle Mahan. This one I still haven't taken care of yet. Now for the Frankenbox. That's as far back as that can get pushed. I'll wait a couple more minutes to restart that one. Forgot to get Big Willie down here. It's basically right on it. Now for the HAC. Alright, there we go. That's almost everything up and running again except for the Frankenbox, which again I'll need to wait a little bit. Actually, that should be alright. Alright, there we go. That's everything set back to standard time.